What's up, everybody? Hopeland 93, always in the place to be. Welcome to the Bennett Bros Wrestling Corner, episode 2 of season 4. This is basically the go-home edition for the corner to the 2015 Royal Rumble, which is this Sunday. And you can watch on the W Network for the fair price of, you know what? I'm not even going to do it because WWE, they milked that thing out so much, it's not even worth it. Oh yeah, by the way, this Bennett Bros Wrestling Corner is brought to you by, see if you can see, this is a dollar, a quarter dollar, or a dollar quarter. No, it's a dollar within a coin. Dollar within a coin. And these come very handy. And right here, we got the Ascension trying to make a name for themselves. Yeah, Booker, you should take offense to that. Ah! Hey! No, it's Ron Simmons. Damn. This is the most star power the Ascension's ever been in the ring with. I knew it. No! The heck? Oh! 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 Uh-oh! The gloves I'm from hell! Oh! That's what happens when you that's what happens when you disrespect. What's up, Nathan? And J-Way, the APA. It's been years. Now, it seems to me I want to fight. I want to fight. Look at John Cena's new shirt. Um, and Victor says the Ascension experiment is now over. You want to look at if you want to look at it like that, hey, I can't say that I blame you. That that was probably I think that was just the payoff of all their disrespectful talk, all their bad mouthing of the legends. But if you want to take it as that was just a payoff of just their WWE, their main roster run, hey, that was pretty emphatic for anybody to believe that. Young J-Way, clothesline from hell. I really missed that. A very underrated finisher. Yeah, the clothesline from hell, even though I always like to say, the lariat from hell, but not gonna lie, clothesline from hell, it rolls off the tongue better than the lariat from hell. But man, the clothesline from hell, it's a very, just a lariat period. The lariat in itself is a very emphatic move because the difference between a lariat and a clothesline, yeah, you just stick your arm out. With a lariat, you cock the arm back and then you just swing it almost like a right hook and you just clock who's ever in front of you. And the person has to, and I think for a lariat, it's all about momentum. Dean Ambrose, he has, he has his own version of lariat. He got that pendulum lariat. And you see how emphatic that one is. But what the hell? Oh. But or yeah, so this is basically the go home of show for wrestling for the Royal Rumble, 2015. So Royal Rumble predictions, as I said in the description, Royal Rumble predictions, you want to share Royal Rumble moments, um, you know, more the merrier. Um, something that I want to address. I'm going to talk about what happened on last week's Impact, and so far, I think I've already had unintentional. The hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally that time. You have heard all the speculation from the announcers, from the superstars. Now it's time to find out who John Cena will face tonight.
For such a special announcement, I think we need a drum roll, please.
What the? Where do they find this guy at? Drummer Depot?
In tonight's main event, John Cena will face Seth Rollins. We stop. Did we say stop? Did anybody say to stop? No one said stop. And
You know what? Just go. Okay? Just go. You're fine.
you're never working this town again.
And my husband and I will be ringside to watch the systematic self-destruction of John Cena.
Where are they finding these guys from?
You know, guys, the authority seems to find this funny, but he just continue to play games, in my estimation, with John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. It's not funny when it's a handicap match. I guarantee that. Either John Cena or either of these three guys who want their job.
First, I was about to say, man, you guys are really milking John Cena and Seth Rollins. And I forgot to mention probably like maybe one of the most weirdest turns of 2014. It probably had to go to freaking Brie Bella. We still haven't got no explanation for why she's turned back heel and is going with her sister. And speaking of, look at this. And speaking of, no explanation for your actions or turns, that's a good segue into Impact Wrestling, because really looking forward to seeing what would be the possible explanations from Eric Young, Samoa Joe, and Loki for their heel turns. And remember, I was talking about unintentional funny moments. I think so far I found maybe one of the most funniest things to me on wrestling programming. I mean, around this time last year, one of the most unintentional funny moments to me was the Del Rio. was the Del Rio Batista promo. This, now this year, it had to be the opening of this past Impact Wrestling. We get out of here. So, what do you see? See, it's not so easy. See, it's not so easy when your opponent doesn't have their arm tied behind their back. So we get MVP and Samoa Joe, Loki, and Kenny King. Why is it a tag match? Why is it just not Natalia Paige versus Nikki for the title? It's kind of weird, kind of interesting. But they come out, with new music, and you got Samoa Joe in this hood. You got Loki in a hood, and MVP going about, and I had to go back with my family, with us, it goes back to, our days in the raggedy indies, in Florida, where we used to have to travel 550 miles to get a hot dog and a handshake. And I'm thinking, that still does not explain why Joe and Loki all of a sudden just decided to go, hey, how about we, since we got a pass, hey, how about we turn heel and go with MVP? And I'm thinking, wasn't it MVP that put Joe in that match against Austin Aries, where whoever lost would have their jobs, taken away from them? And so then he says that even though that Eric Young, he's not a member of the BDC. That's the group's name now. That's the group name, the Beatdown Clan. Here comes Eric Young with his new haircut, got a freaking mohawk or faux hawk. I was talking, yesterday. I've showed, since Steve doesn't get, Slacker Ray, he doesn't get Destination America, so he wasn't able to see Impact. So I showed him Eric Young's promo, and he was like, he looks like you got like a Chuck Liddell haircut. And then, Eric Young, he basically explains himself for what he did. And I know it was supposed to be serious, but I just could not help but almost die of laughter. For anybody that has not seen Eric Young's first promo since turning heel, try to watch that with a straight face. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think you can. While I was watching, after I watched, I'm like, man, I can't wait to show Chris this when he comes back. And when I show Chris, he was dying. You got Eric Young, you got the crowd chanting, you sold out, you sold out, you sold out. And then here comes Eric Young. Want to make something super clear. Your opinion does not matter. And then the truth is a funny thing. Because the truth is, about a month ago, point at MVP. Me and this man could not be in the same ring without trying to kill each other. And then he goes on about how, how when he had when MVP had last year take the belt from Eric Young, how he might not like that, but he respects it because he was looking out for his brother. And I had a brother once, Bobby Roode. And then he basically goes on to say, how, when I was world champion, I looked out for you. I gave you a title match and I beat you. And then fast forward to your title reign. Where was my title shot? Where was my where I was in the most main event here, and everybody deserved it was me. And it's like I'm just laughing. And then then somebody says I was injured. I'm thinking, oh, when did Eric Young get injured? Where was when I was injured? Where was my call? What did I get? I got a text message. And they say no. I hope you're okay. And then I got a phone call. I got a text that spoke to me the truth. No, I didn't get a call from you. Not out of sadness, pity, or sorrow. And then he goes on that explain the truth. I'm telling you, it's like since it was recorded already, it wasn't live. It's like something was edited because right after Paul, looks like it just cuts to a new thing. Bobby Roode. I'm like, what the? I took the one thing that you love, and then he gets on the guy, and now, now tonight, I'm gonna take everything else, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just too dang funny. And I want to know if they're probably going to pull off, remember what happened with Muhammad Hassan? How the Rumble just stopped and everybody just eliminated. I want to know if they might try that with Rusev. But man, oh, it's R-Truth's birthday today. Well, happy birthday, R-Truth. And once Chris heard, where was my tie? Here comes Chris. Oh my gosh, like really? That's the reason. And there goes R-Truth. And I'm just laughing. And then, Kurt Angle comes out. And, Joe gets in his face and, Angle snuffs him to the ground. And then we have an impromptu match between Joe and Angle. If you want to compare to their best work, it wasn't their best match. It wasn't best to their usual stuff. And even the finish, it just looked weird. The referee gets distracted. Joe hits a blatant low blow, puts on the Kakina clutch, and then I'm like, Kurt tapped the mat twice, but he didn't tap it in succession. I'm thinking, how was that a tap out? you had Loki get the X Division title back. So the X Division title definitely flip flop. 1 week went to Aries, then the next week it went to Loki. Went back to Loki. Then you had I think the best match of the night was the first match. It was no, the second match. The second match, which was the number one contendership match, the number one contender match between the Wolves and the Hardys. Man, just when I thought that the Hardys were done, being inventive and everything and pulling out new stuff, I was wrong. I mean, there was a part where
And someday I'll get paid to take you. And I will take you out.
saw those gulps Rollins took. Ain't so yet. Ain't so tough. Ain't so tough when you know, when you're not you know, on the big screen, backstage, huh? Sin Quan, what up, Malcolm? Everything's good. Sin. Okay, Nathan Bates, former WWE superstar Alberto Real just signed with them and appear on the recent Impact Wrestling premiere on Destination America. Del Rio reportedly declined a contract from TNA. Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer newsletter wrote the following about TNA's offer to Del Rio. Quote, they offered him $400,000 a year for minimal dates. It says more about the perception in the industry that TNA is a career killer. Oh, hold on.
Mercury agents are experts at uncovering discounts that can save you hundreds. And we're trying to go above and beyond to help our customers. We are on a mission to save you money.
I thought that Del Rio was going to appear on the premiere because I remember he signed it with TNA. I'm thinking, okay, I know about the Ring of Honor thing, but you gotta say he signed with TNA too. And then they offered him $400,000 a year just for minimum dates. Okay, we got Young Jay. I have to say I prefer the team of Kid and Cesaro than New Day. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling New Day. The whole dance and smile thing just doesn't feel right to me. Plus, Kid and Cesaro seem to have more in-ring chemistry, plus more inventive moves that make sense. Yeah, at first I was a little bit kind of dumbfounded of the tandem of Cesaro and Kid because there was no build up to it. It just happened. And as the matches went on, I started to grow more. Okay, you know what? It's not a bad tandem. The first time I saw, the giant swing drop kick combo, first time I saw that was from the Motor City Machine Guns. They one time they used to do it. But so far, yeah, they really been making me a believer that, you know what, this thing could work between them. Okay, okay. What do you think the plans are for Brian? There are so many faces right now, like outside of Bray and the Authority, who are the opposing heels. I don't know, quite frankly, what are the plans. I don't even think I even have a clue what are the plans for Brian besides just him being in the Rumble. I really don't. I hope whatever the plans are good, and they have some sustenance to them. You know, but yeah, I was a little bit surprised that on this Raw, right, on this Raw, that Brian already was handed a loss since coming back. I know it was against Bray Wyatt, but still, I was surprised. Like, wow, he already lost. Oh no! Oh. Ooh. 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 So. Oh man. Um. No. I don't even think I can sit. But I'm trying to still go on this Brian. What could be some possibilities? You know, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with Rollins. I think it's most likely that Rollins will go against, and if and that is if this person is coming back soon. Well, I don't think he's going to miss it. He's not hurt, and he already made almost a premature return. It wasn't aired, and that's Randy Orton. That's what I feel Rollins is going to go against at WrestleMania, and it all makes sense. But as for Brian, man, I really don't. I really don't know. I don't see him facing Rusev. I feel that's. I think it's set in place. It's going to be Ryback to go against Rusev probably at Mania. Man, Miz dominate. Um, no, Bray. Uh, I don't know. I would have liked to see Brian finally overcome and beat Bray. Oh my God! That might be a concussion on delivery. Oh. Can be Triple H again. Man. It really makes me wonder. Like, I mean, and this is just going on if he does not win the Rumble. Like, if he wins the Rumble, then yeah, it's a pretty a done deal. It's just pretty obvious. Okay, he's going to go for the World Heavyweight title again at Mania. And to be quite honest, speaking of Rumble, I would like to see Lesnar versus Bryan. I think that would be a good story to tell. You look at Bryan, look at Brock, and Brock, and this is not just him since coming back. Just if you look through his career, he's had a lot of good matches against people that are smaller than him. He's had some good matches with Rey Mysterio. He's had good matches with Eddie. No, he had a good. No, he only had. No, he did have two. He did have a couple matches with Eddie, but the most famous one was their last ever match. That was a great match. And then he had with Punk, and that was great. I enjoyed the Punk and Lesnar match. So he's had history of having good matches with smaller guys, and not just smaller guys, but smaller guys that are known for their technical ability. So I would like to see Bryan and Lesnar. I would like to see Lesnar versus if Lesnar does retain at the Royal Rumble, which I think he's going to. I would like to see Lesnar versus Bryan, or probably Lesnar versus Ziggler. Because I'm really not so sure anymore. It's like a lot of people had Roman Reigns, they had him, deadlocked to be, the Royal Rumble winner. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm really not. I'm not so sure anymore if Reigns is going to win the Rumble. I'm not. And I think I agree with my friend Nate that I think at this exact moment, if Reigns was to win the Rumble, I think WWE would not get the desired reaction. I really don't think so. I don't think they'll get the desired reaction. It's funny that I said it because if he won it last year, there would have been a big cheer. He was still a heel at that time. Because the crowd was going crazy for him. And, you might take that. They may just didn't want Reigns. They may just didn't want Batista to win. But, in that moment, they were pro-Reigns. But now, it might be, they might be against that. Reigns win the Rumble this year. But I still don't know if Bryan does not win the Rumble, then I don't know. I don't even have any idea what the plans would be for him. I really don't. I think it's much easier if he is to win the Rumble to come up I have an idea because it's easy. Okay, he's going to WrestleMania, but but if he doesn't, then it's kind of open season. It's up in the air. What's his road to WrestleMania? But a little bit back to Impact Wrestling. So I left off with the X Division title flip flopping, hot potato, hot shotting. They did a good job down there. They also promoted the Feast of Fire match, which is going to be the next show. Looks like TNA is officially bringing the Feast of Fire back. That wasn't just a one-time thing. Oh, but no, actually, I was talking about I was actually talking about, I left off on the Hardys, you know, with the innovative, um, and them being innovative. I mean, yeah, part where Matt was outside and the well, up Invictus, I'm not so sure anymore now. Once again, that maybe wasn't the end of the Ascension experiment. You know, they're going against the New Age Outlaws, you know, legends. And if they win that will, I guess, add some credibility to it. But I bet you, you know, some people be like, yeah, but, you know, they beat New Age Outlaws, you know, past their prime. But, you know, now the run that the New Age Outlaws had last year, which kind of started around this time, was not that bad. But there was part where the Wolves, they tried to back body drop Matt Hardy, I guess try to back him back into the ring, and Matt basically handspringed off of the apron and ropes, and then came down and gave him a DT on the floor. And then immediately after that, Jeff, he climbed up onto the turnbuckle, but not on the turnbuckle near where Matt and the Wolves were. And I'm thinking, no way. I'm thinking, I know Jeff is not going to try to clear one full turnbuckle and land on the Wolves. No, he didn't do that. What Jeff did was he basically rope walked, you know, cross, and then leaped off. I'm like, holy crap. And once again, that is one of the benefits of the six-sided ring, because he could never be able to do that, go from the, well, maybe, but not that quick. But that's one of the benefits of the six-sided ring. And then the ending, it was basically an elevated twist of fate. You know, I think it was Matt. He scooped up Eddie Edwards over his shoulder, and then Jeff hit the twist of fate. I'm like, oh man. And you know, the Hardys, they became number one contender. But however, for those, wait, hold on, let me check to see if no comments have come up, but for some reason have not been shown. Okay. All right, there we go. Young Jada. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Reigns rival with Rusev for the U.S. title going into Mania, but I'm not sure if Roman is going to win the Rumble either. He needs to build his buzz again, and a rivalry with Rusev can do that. I think with Reigns is, I think all thing that Reigns need. I do think that you know there's some improvements that need to be done. You know, with Reigns in the ring. You know, to be shown that he can hold his own in a pretty long match. You know, I'm not saying no 60 or 50 or 45 or 40 or 35 minutes, but you know, just something past his usual. You know, when he was with the Shield, yeah, they would have long matches, but once again, he's in a tag team match. You know, you're not working, you know, every minute. You're probably on the apron. You're probably down and out, you know. But when you're single, it's all on you. But I think that Reigns' push, I think the benefit from the fans completely turning on him is to cool down his push. Not end his push, just cool it down. And probably, yeah, you know, him feuding with somebody likes of of Rusev. If Ryback is not to do it, if Ryback is not the one to beat Rusev for the United States title, then probably that. That will. Oh, probably that would do it. That would do it for Reigns to be the guy to end Rusev's unpinned, unsubmitted streak. But I really hope it's Ryback because I would like for Ryback to finally get a title. And I've always said that. I would never mind if he had a mid card belt first. My God. Oh, look at. But what I want back to Impact. Once again, oh my, now we had another stare down between Havoc and Kong. Once again, some more slow building between the two, and I like that. Don't have them come in contact too much. Savor that. Make their first physical encounter when they throw blows. Make it mean something. Sometimes, currently, I just never, currently in wrestling now, you have whoever is going to have a pay-per-view match. They come in contact so much that you practically mostly seen everything before the match even happened, because they're in so many tag team matches together, and not only are they in tag team matches together a lot, they're actually in the same ring in these tag matches almost for a good period of time, going against each other. So yeah, we got another stare down between another face off between Kong and Havoc. Before that, Kong, it seemed like I don't think it was just for her return. Because once again, Kong, her entrance was preceded by the lights going out and then her being in the ring. And basically, we brought back old memories, some old bad memories for the beautiful people, seeing Kong in the ring staring daggers at them. And she laid them out and gave Angie a brutal, a big time implant buster. She's always giving Angelina some good implant busters. We had Eric Young versus Bobby Roode, no disqualification. They quickly kind of went to the conflict between that. They didn't wait. They didn't wait, and Eric Young picked up the win. With a brutal power driver on a steel chair. Well, man, that's 2 straight losses for Bobby Roode. Not a good tenure for Bobby Roode since they've good couple of weeks for Bobby Roode, even though it was taped in a 3-day span. But since coming Destination America, it hasn't been good for Bobby Roode. Well, that wasn't even the main event. The main event. What was the? I don't even think they built up like a real main event match. No, they didn't. If I'm not mistaken, I think either the Loki and Austin Aries match was the main event, or was the last match, or the Knockouts tag team match was like the last match. But yeah, there wasn't like really promoted like main event match. But the main event segment was finally Lashley came out when MVP wanted him to come out, And remember last week I said I wasn't so sure, judging by, Lashley's reaction to everything, whether he was going to stay heel or was he going to turn face. Seemed like Lashley, whether he likes it or not, was forced to turn face, because he wanted no part of the beatdown clan. And the beatdown clan lived up to their name and beat him down. But the funny thing is, and I told Chris about this, and this has not always been the case for Tina, but ever since I would say like the Aces and Eights, and that about and TNA barely even brings up Aces and Eights. But for some reason, TNA, when they have these brawls and beatdowns, like these in-ring brawls, they most of them look so awkward. Like there's no real plan to them. It's not like, improvising. It's just more like just okay, what going as making stuff as you go along is kind of improvising, but it's not even that good improv. It looks like they really don't like. There's no real set plan. Oh, blockbuster! Like it take time. What do we do next? And then come on, like that bad case of making it up as you go along. Because there were times where they was just just like shaking Lash. I'm thinking, what are they doing? And then when Lashley got hit with the belt, and I guess he was blading or whatever, but the way they were just hovering over him and everything, the way it was hovering, it was like, I'm thinking, it was still, how many times during that beatdown I was wondering, is that the end? Is that the end of the beatdown? And then it starts back up again, then it stops, and then just start. I'm like, man, what's going on? I do say what was pretty brutal when they held Lashley's arms out, kind of expanded his back, and then Loki just came with a double style. I was like, man, that even hurt me. Oh, so Lash, and I basically MVP even stole his belt, and it seems though, even though MVP says Eric Young is not a member of the BDC, I said to Chris that I get a Hart Foundation Brian Pillman relationship of that feel. You remember they had Brian Pillman. He wasn't an official member of the Hart Foundation. He was just an associate of, oh my God, just an associate of the Hart Foundation. So that's the relationship I get. He's may not a part of the BDC, but he's like the number one associate. And then typical ever since TNA, since 2014, showing a quick preview of really becoming too episodic, showing a preview of what's going to come. We look like MVP and Lash. There's going to be another fight that breaks out outside the Manhattan Center. No. Oh! Get up, John. Now Brian comes after freaking Kane, the attack him after the magic cost of the back. No! Oh. No! Yeah, I saw a new comic. All right, I'm J-Way again. The WWE puts these main event pay-per-view guys against each other so much. By the time you get to the pay-per-view, it's like we've seen this, and they do it on SmackDown 3 days later. Yeah, and it's, it's not even just the main event. Oh my God! Sting's here! Johnny boy! Sting stuck it to the Authority again. What did he just say? We don't got Sting. We got Brock. Who would have thought? You see John Cena and Brock Lesnar Triple H, and Sting on the same show on the same night. Hey, along with Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, NWO, all on the same night. Oh my God! Yeah. Oh my God! Yeah, look at. Ooh, ooh. Oh my! You saw he just lifted up Kane. Oh. Look at that. You don't have to be the biggest Brock Lesnar fan just to realize, just to acknowledge that raw brute strength. Oh man, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie here. So far, WWE has really made me more interested in seeing Brock get his hands on Rollins. I know Cena is involved. I know Cena is involved. I know that. I get that. But because I've seen, Brock and Cena, and I've seen Cena and Rollins, and not just that, but seeing Rollins get those curb stops on Brock, and Brock's never gotten he got that German suplex on, but that was it. But then look where he got curb stomped again. I really want to see, once again, I'm not the biggest supporter of Brock holding that belt, but I am a supporter to see what's going to happen when he finally really gets his hands on Rollins. But whoa, I thought, and somebody would say, "Oh, you try to make sure expected Sting." No, I didn't think Sting. I thought Bryan was going to come back and then be for payback for Kane assaulting him. I also thought maybe Roman Reigns because Big Show was involved, but it was the Icon Sting. The Icon Sting. I still don't know what the hell Triple H. What was the first words out of Triple H's mouth? I still don't know. I was ref. There we go. Yes, Sting. The Stinger does it again. And then not a bad show. In terms of moments, yeah. In terms of some moments, yeah, not a bad go-home show for Raw. Because, to be quite honest, like since the fall, the quality of Raw has been pretty but this had some pretty good moments. Had some pretty good moments. Pretty good, good match with, Bray and Bryan. Finally, Ambrose got a win. Is now back on the winning end of things. Even though it was at the expense of Bray. I'm about to say Bray. Bad News Barrett. But I was gonna say, not just we're talking about main events always being in matches against you. But as a main eventer, even for the United States or Intercontinental Championship or just the mid-card belts, period. It's always a couple of matches between the mid-card, whoever's the mid-card champion or the United States Intercontinental Women's Champion, and they go against who's going to be number contender. Instead of actually building up that number contender, they just quickly have that person beat the champion, and but why would why do you always gotta do it that way? Why can't you just build up the person? Stop. You're always you're always doing the champion losing to their eventual challenger. You do that thing too much, but it's not even special anymore. And stop having your champions, your mid-card champions lose so many non-title matches. Look at Brad News Barrett. Once he got the Intercontinental belt again, he lost to Sin Cara cleanly. And in the main roster, Sin Cara is basically a bona fide jobber. But in NXT, he's the tag team champion, and he's pulling off good performances. Victor Sting versus Triple H should be a good match if that's the route they take. I believe that is the route they take. I don't see the point of teasing that route only to swerve us and have it not be Triple H and Sting. I really don't. I mean, there's a lot of rumors saying that it's going to be Bray versus The Undertaker. That's why Bray, got all those wins against Ambrose. But I do have to agree with that with one article. I think it was just a comment. If they're building up Bray, doing all these to build up Bray for Undertaker, and they still not even sure if Undertaker is even going to be at WrestleMania, then wouldn't that make it all, meaningless? Do all that build up for Bray and there's no payoff for it. But I guess in these closing moments, I guess a little bit time. Predictions for the Rumble. I'm not gonna lie, the card is not so strong. I mean, they just added some star power, I guess some legends power with the New Age Outlaws and the Ascension. You know, I noticed a lot of tag team matches. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I may have to look through the cards, but through the Royal Rumble history. But from my years of watching Royal Rumbles, which starts from Royal Rumble 2001, that was the first Royal Rumble I remember ever watching on pay-per-view. I don't remember this many tag team matches on the card. Even the pre-show is a tag match. It's a 6-man elimination tag. Then you have the Bellas against Paige and Natty, which I still don't get why that's not just a triple threat match. Maybe it'll be a triple threat match later, but I just don't understand. You had Nikki and Natty both beat Nick. I say Natty and Nikki again. I mean, Natty and Paige both beat. You had them both beat Nikki, and since W always like to have their champions lose, then that's how you get your title match in WWE now. That's how you get your title. They book their title matches that the champion just loses. I thought it was going to lead to a triple threat match. Because they even alluded, they should put both of them in title contention, but they're going to do a tag team match. Then you have the tag team championship on the line. You have tag team championship on the line, Miz and Mizdow versus the Usos. And just added the New Age Outlaws versus the Ascension. So you got 3 tag team matches. No, 4 if you count the pre-show. And then you have the triple threat match for the world title, for the WWE title, and this is the second time. No, yeah, this is the second. It's funny. A decade ago, at Royal Rumble 2005, the WWE Championship, or just the top belt, that you want to count WWE World Heavyweight, but still a WWE Champion, it was contested, in a triple threat match. Rumble 2005 was Big Show, JBL, and Kurt Angle, which is not a bad triple threat match. I recommend maybe watching it. But Rumble 2005 is not a bad pay-per-view period. So yeah, it's funny that a decade ago was a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, and now, now 2015, it's the same thing. Because again, I'm really interested to see how this is going to play. What's the dynamic going to be? Because I don't think it's going to be any, as it would look like, probably, the 2 heels, go after, gang up on the face for a good portion of the match, and then everything breaks out. No, this looks like this is just going to be every man for themselves. And if the double team does happen, it's going to be kind of coincidental. And as so anybody predictions, leave them now before end this this show. You can just put it in one quick comment. Who's gonna win this match and this match and so. So I know I'm not gonna watch the pre-show, but I guess the New Day may pick up a win. As for the Bella versus Paige and Natalia, I'm going with Paige and Natalia. The Ascension versus the Outlaws, I'm going with the Ascension. I think this is to give the Ascension a rub. Finally they're going to go against somebody not only an established name, but also is going to put up a decent fight against them. So I believe the Ascension get the rub. Then you have the Tag Team Championship. Because of the Ascension, I believe, and because I have a feeling that this whole Miz and Mizdow thing is about to blow over, the Usos retain their title. They retain their titles. As for the triple threat match, I don't see John Cena winning. I don't see John Cena winning. I either see Brock Lesnar winning or Brock Lesnar winning, Brock Lesnar winning only for Rollins to cash in. Because remember, Rollins has basically 2 chances to win the WWE Championship in one night. In one night, he has 2 chances. And, it's funny I bring up casual because my friend Nate said, when he laid out both Cena and Brock Lesnar, he even asked, why didn't Seth try to cash in there? And I'm like, I just thought like, oh, shoot, he could have cashed in there too. And as for the Rumble, I'm assuming that now that Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan have been brought back, I believe them being brought back will be effective immediately. So I'm assuming they're going to be in a Rumble. And I remember before Bryan made his return, I said that Ziggler was my guy. The Zigmeister was my guy. It's still Ziggler. It's Ziggler. I got 3. Ziggler, Ambrose, and Bryan. Those are my top 3 picks. I have a feeling that the likes of Rusev and Wyatt are going to have good showing. And I think Reigns will have a good showing too. And I think a good culmination for this Big Show Reigns feud would be Reigns to officially eliminate Big Show. And also something to look out for the Royal Rumble. What is Kofi Kingston going to do to save himself from getting eliminated? That's becoming a common theme in the Rumble. So look forward to it. So I don't see anybody. I didn't see anybody, put like, their predictions, their comments. And I say, some Royal Rumble memories. I think a good Royal Rumble memory, and it was just the closing moments of it, was Royal Rumble 2007, which is a good Royal Rumble match. It coming down to Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. That was an unbelievable ending. That was probably the best ending to a Royal Rumble match. I mean, it was off the chain. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. We got Jay. Jay's always been on a roll. There we go. I think Brock retains and Seth cashes in and wins. Therefore, the Authority always wins. Yep. I choose the Ascension as well. Plus, Usos retain. I think Bryan takes the Rumble. That only makes sense since nobody else makes sense. My second is Dolph, and third is Bryan. In terms of the most, the win, people that makes the most sense to win the Rumble are Bryan because he's coming back. Ziggler, because he's riding high with momentum. Yeah, I know that he lost his title and everything, but and I believe and I don't think I don't think he maybe should win it, but Reigns because WWE's I think they're pretty high on Reigns. And I would like to say Ambrose because I'm high on Ambrose, and I still understand why they had him losing so much, having him lose so much. And it's not like it's part of a story or anything. Like I was Sami Zayn, he lost all those big matches, but it played off a narrative. But if Young Jay was the only one that is giving his prediction, hey, that's cool. But I thank everybody for, like always, I thank everybody for joining, for being a part of this, this edition of the Wrestling Corner. The same goes for Wrestling Corners in the future, and even Wrestling Corners in the past. I had to first check. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to do the Wrestling Corner today because I wasn't so sure if last year that was the Wrestling Corner on during MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day, and then I checked last year. Yeah, we did do a show on Martin Luther King Day. So once I realized, okay, I'm gonna do the Wrestling Corner. If that wasn't, I would plan maybe going to do it on Thursday Night SmackDown for Thursday Night SmackDown, but because we did one last year, we did one this year. in honor of Martin Luther King, you know, to keep his dream alive, as the saying goes, to keep his dream alive. But once again, I thank you everybody for joining me and for this wrestling corner. Remember, this was episode 2 of season 4. Don't forget to watch. Don't forget. I can't even say don't forget. You got a choice, but don't get to watch. The Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble's this Sunday. Expectation, I don't think it's gonna be the best round, but it might be pretty entertaining. Especially the triple threat in the Royal Rumble. It might be pretty entertaining stuff there. But like always, it's Oakland 93 in the place to be. Everybody have a nice weekend. Until next week, see you later. Bye.